Hey guys, welcome to Tiki Rick Adventures. Today we're gonna watch Walt Disney, A Magical Life, the new show at the Opera House, and we're gonna try some new food and look at some new merchandise. I'm so excited to be at Disneyland today, so let's get this started and let's have a great day. So I think on the agenda today, I definitely want to try the new Dole Whip flavor. They have a peach Dole Whip, and I love Dole Whip. You can get a side of chamoy too, and I think tajin, but I also brought my own tajin just in case. But I love eating Dole Whip. It's one of my favorite things at the park for sure. So we're gonna do that today. There's some new merchandise. There's new Fantastic Four merchandise for the new Fantastic Four movie. So we'll check out all the items they have for that. There's probably a couple of other things here merchandise-wise here and there that we'll find too throughout the park. I wanna look at something at Disneyana, so we'll go there. They have a Walt Disney figurine. I have seen the Walt Disney show and I do love it, so I do want to see that again. They're not doing a virtual queue right now. I think it's not busy enough for a virtual queue already today, so I think maybe we just walk up and do the standby line. I heard from somebody that you could do the standby line the other day. When I checked the other day at the 7 o'clock queue, this was the day after actually that it premiered. This is on Friday. I checked the queue at like 11:45 in the morning and it was still available for the 7 a.m. queue. So queues are not running out. It's not really busy after the first day. The first day was busy and I did get the chance to see it luckily, but I do want to check that out again and record some of it because I didn't make a video on the 70th birthday of Disneyland. But yeah, it's going to be a great day. We're probably not going to do a lot of food, probably just the Dole Whip. What else are we gonna do today? We're just gonna walk through the park and have a great time. The weather is really weird. It was almost chilly. It's noon and it was almost chilly with the breeze today. It's 75 degrees, but it's very cloudy, weirdly enough. We don't get a lot of clouds or rainstorms like Florida does. It doesn't rain here too often during the summer, but we do get summer storms every once in a while. It rained, it poured for a little bit on my way home the other night, and that was super odd because it said there was a 0% chance of rain. So I'm surprised it even rained, but it feels kind of like rain today. It's really weird. The sun just started breaking through. As you can see, it is now sunny, but there are lots of clouds in the sky. It's gonna be an awesome day though. It's very humid. It's just really weird weather today. I'm really surprised, but it's gonna be a great day regardless. Let's go into Disneyland first and we're gonna have fun. I love when you first enter the park and you get to see this, the characters and the band and Dapper Dans. Everybody's here today. We are celebrating happy with the music. This is so awesome to walk into. It really starts your day off the right way. I just love Disneyland. I love being here. I think they're actually not doing a virtual queue today, so I'm gonna go check because the app says there's no virtual queue running. It's not like I missed it or anything. It's not busy at all today. I think they're just letting people walk in at their leisure. Each show is about every half hour, so you're gonna wait for the pre-show for a little bit, but they have a really cool pre-show in there too. They interview a lot of Imagineers and stuff. There's little clips that play and there's a lot of stuff to look at. So let's see if we can just walk in without a virtual queue today because I wanna watch this show again. Yay, they're just doing walk-up, no virtual queue today, so I could just walk right in. The show's gonna start in 10 minutes. I'd recommend getting here early because you can look at everything in here. There's so much to look at, so much Disneyland history. If you love Disneyland history like I do, there's definitely a lot to look at. You can spend a good 30 minutes in here, and the air conditioning is phenomenal in here. I just love it. There's a lot of new stuff to look at though, for sure. They have some animatronics on display. I'll try to show you guys everything because it's really, really cool in here now. If you get in here right when the doors open, you can stand and watch this little show they play up on here. It's pretty cool. A lot of clips of different Imagineers you'll recognize. They have Bob Gurr and Tony Baxter, Ward Kimball, Mark Davis, Alice Davis, just to name a few. It goes on though for a while. They interview a lot of different people about the life of Walt Disney and working for Disney. It's very interesting, so I recommend coming in here early to watch this. It's really, really nice in here too. There's lots of air conditioning, so it's nice. When you first walk in, you're gonna see a crocodile from the Jungle Cruise, one of the prototypes, and you also also see the Dancing Man. They kind of show some history, as you can see playing on the television there. That's Buddy Epson dancing, actually. So if you guys have ever seen Davy Crockett, or if you ever seen the Beverly Hillbillies, you know who Buddy Epson is. But he was a vaudeville dancer before he was an actor. So they used his movements to make this little 9-inch figurine. It's pretty interesting. I recommend stopping and reading this. They have a lot of cool stuff in here. You're definitely going to want to come early to check all this out. A good tip too is just wait till the show opens. This room gets really crowded before the door opens. If you skip the next show and you just stay in here instead, you can still get the show afterwards. That way you can look at everything though for a while, because they got a lot of cool stuff. But this is the coolest stuff. I have to show you right over here next. They have some of the flowers from the Enchanted Tiki Room, and they have Jose, of course. It's so cool to see Jose. He actually moves around. Oh.
The Tiki Room. Fly to the Tiki Room. It is a joke brought to you by Audio Animatronics. This has been a recording.
That is really cool. That's the Barker bird that used to be outside of the Tiki Room back in the day. I wish they'd bring the Barker bird back, because I think that's really cool. But you also have Jose. He sings and talks and stuff and whistles. It's pretty cool to see all this though. They have one of the dolls from It's a Small World in here, which is really cool, one of the originals. And they have some figurines from Pirates of the Caribbean, so it's just a really cool thing to do. You definitely want to come in here and read all the plaques and the signs, because it's really interesting if you like the Disneyland history. You'll see a lot of familiar faces like Mary Blair right there. It's really awesome in here. And there's the little bird figurine that Walt picked up from New Orleans on his trip. And that's what inspired Audio Animatronics, because it was gear powered. You could turn the gears and the bird would move around and whistle and stuff like that. So that inspired the original Audio Animatronics, and that's what started it all.
The story of Walt's life is truly a magical one. And no one could tell it quite like Walt himself.
My dad worked as a carpenter in the World's Fair building. He eventually ended up in Chicago as a contractor, and he was doing that when I was born, December 1901. But my dad made some money as a contractor, and he wanted to get back to the farm. They finally ended up buying this farm in Marceline, Missouri. It was a beautiful farm, but it was not the kind of farm to make a living on. As I'd sit there while they rode the merry-go-round, did all these things, I felt that there should be something built, some kind of an amusement enterprise built where the parents and the children could have fun together. So that's how Disneyland started. It takes a lot of money to make these dreams come true. And we had everything mortgaged, including my family. Started with many ideas, threw them away, started all over again. Eventually it evolved into what you see today as Disneyland.
Well, my greatest reward, I think, is that I've been able to build this wonderful organization, and also to have the public appreciate and accept what I've done all these years. That is a great reward. But all individuals are different. I had a brother who I really envied, because he was a mailman, but he was the one that had all the fun. He had himself a trailer, and he used to go off and go fishing, and he didn't worry about payrolls. That heard story. He just had picture grocers or anything, and he was the happy one. I always said he's the smart Disney. You know, I was stumped one day when the little boy asked, "Do you draw Mickey Mouse?" And I had to admit I do not draw anymore. Well, then you think of all the jokes and ideas. No, I said, I don't do that. Finally, he looked at me and said, "Mr. Disney, just what do you do?" Well, I said, sometimes I think of myself as a little bee. I go from one area of the studio to another and gather pollen and sort of stimulate everybody. I guess that's the job I do. You know, there's a lot of satisfaction in developing ideas into realities, but there's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors, doing new things, because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. We're always exploring and experimenting. We're interested in doing things that are fun, in bringing pleasure and especially laughter to people. But I only hope that we never lose sight of one thing. It was all started by a mouse.
Doesn't look very busy in the parks today. Tomorrowland's pretty empty and this path is usually pretty full. We're gonna go to the shop here to check out the Fantastic Four merchandise next. But yeah, this is awesome. Low crowds today, especially low for a Sunday. I'm surprised they still have some of the day of merch. The I Was There July 17th, 2025 merch. This was the t-shirt that they had. I've seen it in a couple of stores. They only have like 1 or 2 random sizes here or there. I saw the same Mickey pin with the D, and that's a limited release pin, so that should be here for a little bit too. I saw plenty of those in stock, but how odd that they actually have the day of merch still available. That didn't sell out, and I thought for sure it would have sold out last Thursday. All right, here's the Fantastic Four merchandise for the new movie. So let's look at the different items here. It looks like they have a crew neck sweater, a t-shirt, a hat, and a couple other things like figurines and water bottles. So let's check out each item and go over the prices and everything here too. This is $29.99 for the Fantastic Four hat. It's unique how it has a little rope across the bill like that. That's pretty cool. I like that actually. Nothing on the back, just a black ball cap, but that is pretty nice. You got the logo on the front there. This is really nice. This is my favorite thing from the whole collection. This is $49.99 because it's a corksicle, and corksicles are always a premium price. It's tapered at the bottom to be able to fit into a cup holder. It's a pretty large water bottle. It's 30 ounces. It holds 30 ounces and it feels insulated, so it's a double wall tumbler, so it won't sweat and leave marks on your table or anything. I like when they're insulated because they can hold on to the ice really well throughout the day. That's pretty nice. It's got a leak-proof little flipped straw there, so you can flip the straw down. It doesn't have a gulp thing like the Awalas do, but yeah, it's pretty plain on the outside. It just has the Fantastic Four logo on the front there, but that is a really nice water bottle. I love the color of that. I like corksicles too. They're good quality, but they're pretty pricey. You pay for the quality for sure. This is the fleece-lined crew neck sweater. It is $49.99. It says Marvel Studios, The Fantastic Four First Steps. That's the name of the new movie that's coming out here. It's a heather gray blue. It's really, really a unique color, and I love the combination of gray and blue there. That is beautiful. Let's see how soft it is. It is fleece lined, and it's fairly soft actually on the inside. It's kind of thick, but it's really, really soft. I like that one a lot. That's a really nice crew neck sweater. Very cozy and comfortable as well. This t-shirt is $34.99. It's an acid wash blue. It's really nice. It's soft. It's a little bit thick, but it's very soft. It's plain other than just the Fantastic Four logo on it, so you can wear it with a lot of different outfits. It would match a lot of things. And there's nothing on the back of that one, just the logo on the front there. This figurine set is $89.99, and at first I thought that was pretty darn expensive, but the reason is because it has a limited edition medallion on the front there. It's a limited edition of 4,000 there. That's pretty cool. If you're a figurine collector, you might want to get this one. You get 4 figurines. You get the Human Torch, the Invisible Woman, Mr. Fantastic, and the Thing. I'm just taking a break here at the DVC Lounge. I love sitting on the terrace when it's cool enough. During summer, it's usually not cool enough, and I'll sit inside at the DVC Lounge instead. But today, this breeze is awesome. It's kind of chilly up here when you sit out here for a long time like I have been. It's really, really nice. But I thought I'd take the opportunity right now just to kind of carve out a little time to talk about the Walt Disney A Magical Life show at the Opera House. Now, there was a lot of negative feedback. Just to preface this and start with, there was a lot of negative feedback online, and I was kind of hesitant too when I first saw the videos and the pictures that came out. I'm like, it doesn't really look like Walt. But I've seen the show now a couple of times, and I absolutely love it. I loved it the first day when I saw it. I think he looks fine. The animatronic is really fluid and moves really, really well, actually. It's a very impressive animatronic. I was surprised at how much of it is just a movie that you're watching, basically clips. And a lot of the clips us Disney fans have seen many times, but it was nice to still see the clips and the audio all compiled together. A lot of it was biographical, so it was a lot of his life starting in 1901 with his birth, up through his childhood and into his adult years. And I thought it was really interesting to see that all compiled together and all in one place. They also spliced in audio from different clips and stuff that he said throughout his life. So there was a lot of Walt stuff in it. It was really cool to see his family history up into the history of building Disneyland. I think that was really cool. I think a lot of us would have liked to see a little more Disneyland specific history in the show, but once the animatronic came out, it was awesome. It's a short little bit with the animatronic. He doesn't say too much or do too much, but his movement is really impressive. He can stand up from leaning on the desk, and it's really, really impressive looking. They did a phenomenal job, I think. They really did pay tribute to Walt, and I'm sure Walt fans built it, and a lot of people are gonna appreciate it. I know that everybody I've heard seeing it and talking to people on the way out have really been appreciating it. I just love having a safe space like Disneyland to come to. I'm a big Walt Disney fan, and I'm really appreciative that we had a visionary like like him to make this spot for all of us. And everybody can enjoy this place. And I think it truly is a little bit of magic in this crazy world we live in. And it's just a place that you can be positive and friendly with people. I love coming to Disneyland and chat with everyone and just meeting new folks. I just love being here, and I always will love being here. I loved it ever since I was a kid, and I'll always love it all the way through my adulthood. It's just a happy place for me. Definitely one of my happy places for sure. But I'm really glad to see the Walt Disney show. Now, you don't need a virtual queue. You can just walk up and do it. Maybe on high demand days, if that's even gonna be a thing anymore, they might implement the virtual queue, but I think that's done with for now. But a cast member did tell me that they are gonna start rotating with Abe Lincoln pretty soon, because I was wondering about that. Right now, you cannot see the Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln show, but I do love that show, and I love the Frederick Douglass pre-show. I wonder if they'll have a way to watch the Frederick Douglass pre-show, like if they'll play that on the TV instead of the Imagineering stuff before the Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln show. I do love the Lincoln show. It's a little bit heavy for Disneyland. It's really important, and it's a really good bit of history, so I do like watching that show too. Hopefully we do get that one back. I think what it'll be, and from what people have been saying, it'll be a turntable that rotates, and Abe will be on like the hour, and then Walt will be on the half hour. They'll have set times for each show, or maybe it'll be like the morning will be Walt Disney, and the afternoon will be Abe Lincoln. So we'll see how it works. I'm really curious to know how it's gonna work once both characters are back into play though. But you gotta see the Walt Disney show. You're really gonna enjoy it. Just go in with an open mind, and I think you're really gonna like it more than you think you would.
So long forever. Goodbye. Goodbye, Michael Young. Goodbye. Goodbye, Michael Young. Goodbye. Goodbye, Michael Young. We all fall for some girl that dresses neat. Some girl that's got big feet. We meet her on the street, then we'll join the army of merry blues to the altar.
They're just like leading lambs to slaughter.
When it's over, for we get it good. Bachelor days we then recall. Rich and poor and beggar and thief, doctor, lawyer, merchant, chief. We all are bound for. Take it. This is it. Your shining moment.
A solo?
Solo.
For me?
For you.
Step aside. Come to me, my melancholy.
I'm in Disneyana now, and this is the new figurine I wanted to check out. I'm a big fan of Walt Disney and Disney history, so I had to see this in person. They got a lot of them in stock. They seem to be pretty popular so far. It's $169, and you have Walt just sitting on his desk, leaning on his desk like he often would do in the promotional videos, and he's just making his dreams come true. Look at that. What a visionary. I'm a big fan of Walt Disney, and I'm so appreciative that we had a visionary like him to create this safe space for all of us, and just a place we can all come and enjoy and forget the hardships of life. I just love being at Disneyland. What a cool little figurine. I think the likeness is not 100%, but it definitely looks enough like him, and I really like this figurine. I still think it's a great figurine despite it getting some negative feedback online. I like this a lot. If you want something fun to display, Disneyana now has this big collectible key. It's just like the key to Disneyland that you can get with the pin in it, but this one's $250 and it's much larger. I wonder if it lights up. I'm sure it has to light up for that price, but that is pretty darn cool. I wonder if this one has a pin in it too. I don't think it does, but it is a limited edition item, and it's a very cool collectible. Very fun. If you wanted to display this on your mantle or your desk or something, it'd be something kind of cool to have, that's for sure. All of the new poster art was done by Jeremy Fulton, and he's so incredibly talented. I love all of it. The font is amazing. It's so amazing just to look at the detail of it all. I heard that hand was actually replicated after Walt's actual hand too, the one pointing to "Here age relives fond memories of the past." That hand right there. That is really cool. Wow. It's $28,000. It's in the vault at Disneyana. So if you have an extra $28,000 laying around and you want this, this is here for you. But that is so cool. Take a look at all the posters outside the Opera House too, because Jeremy Fulton did all that art, and he's very talented. It's really, really nice. It definitely fits the theme of the show, and it definitely gets you that Disneyland nostalgia too. I love that. Kind of has a turn of a century 1900s vibe like Main Street does. I just think it's really cool to see the opening day speech laid out. Everybody's familiar with that open day speech, and it's just awesome to see it laid out and printed like that. It's beautiful. The Emporium has one new Halloween shirt that I want to check out. It just came out yesterday, I believe. So let's see if they still have that in stock. So we'll head into the Emporium here and look for that. Here's a new one of those shirts that's $29.99 if you buy one, or $25 each if you buy two different shirts. You can mix and match them too. This is one of the new Halloween ones. We're still getting lots of Halloween merchandise. I'm sure there'll be a big drop of Halloween merchandise. So far all we've gotten shirts, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of stuff coming here pretty darn soon. That one's really cool. I like the cobwebs there. I like how the bat's hanging upside down on the Disneyland D, and I really like the candy corn colors of the Disneyland there. That is really cool. I love this shirt. And you have bats flying around, spooky purple bats. It's a nice black shirt. It's soft, it's thin, it's a good shirt. Nothing on the back, but that one's $29.99 if you buy one, or $25 each if you mix and match it. All right, next stop, we're gonna go to New Orleans Square and check out Port Royal. I feel like I live at Port Royal now. I'm there every single visit. This is the most I've ever gone to that gift store in the last couple of weeks, but they keep releasing new merchandise. There's two new mugs I want to look at for sure. Let's cut through Frontierland right here, and we'll head over to New Orleans Square next. I hadn't seen this pin until recently, actually, and I had to make a pit stop in Frontierland at the pin store and pick this one up. It was only 11 bucks, and that's seriously the cutest Sleepy Donald ever. And I love how, like my plush that I have at home, the one I got at Disney Storyland Boutique, he's grabbing his little toes there, he's grabbing his feet, but he fell asleep and he's got his little nightcap on with stars on it. He is just looking so adorable. That is the cutest Donald pin. I had to have this one. Once I knew it existed, I was like, oh man, I gotta get that one for my collection. Very cool. They finally have the Maleficent Loungefly that I've been looking for. They haven't had this in stock in a long time, and it's really nice. It's a nice soft velvet texture on the outside. You have some rose bushes with thorns there, and you have Maleficent's face and her horns. That is a really unique Loungefly. I don't think I've ever seen like a velvet outside one. That is cool. It's a really nice black color. It feels like a high quality bag. This one is $90. I really enjoy seeing this. I'm glad they finally have it back in stock. You can find this at Port Royal for now at least. They have a couple in stock, but they said they will be restocking them, so hopefully they have those if you want them. I always want to show the inside linings of the Loungeflies, but it's very difficult with all the packaging and stuff in there. It's like chains and thorns and stuff in there, and you have an outline of the dragon. Actually, it's very hard to see. Let me peel that back. It's very hard to see, but if you can make that out, that's the dragon right there, Maleficent in her dragon form. The linings are always really cool on these bags. They're just not accessible. They're hard to get to until you buy it and pull all the packaging out, but that's what that looks like on the inside there. There's a new Nightmare Before Christmas magic band in here. This is $44.99. You have the scary jack-o'-lantern there, and you have Jack Skellington on one side. That is really cool. It's a really nice purple color. I like that. That's the same Jack from the t-shirt with the blue around him. That is very cool. He's got blue shadowing on him. That is a nice magic band. This is $24.99. It's the new Ursula mug. Poor unfortunate souls will enjoy this mug. Look at the handle, how unique that is. It's a tentacle. It's her tentacle reaching out. You can grab it and use it to sip your coffee, so that's cool. It says, "You got it, sweet cakes. No more talking, singing, zip." It's kind of crooked though. Does that bother anybody else? The words are kind of slanting downwards like that. I feel like they should have painted that on straight. They should have put the stencil on straight when they did that. But it's a really cool mug. It holds a lot of liquid there too. It's a really nice color. I really like that one a lot. Very cool mug. Captain Jack just came in the store and now he's messing with people here. It's making me laugh. That was really funny. He just came up behind me and said something. I was like, who is talking to me? Oh, it's Captain Jack Sparrow. Anyways, this is also $24.99. It's the new Hades mug. This is really cool, and it comes with a very unique and awesome ceramic spoon to stir your stuff with. It's Pain and Panic. Look at them. That is very awesome. I love that. Let me show you the other side of this one too. I got to set it down to flip it around. That is so funny. That made me laugh out loud. Underworld's Best Boss. You know how they always have World's Best Boss or World's Best Dad? All those kind of mugs are super iconic. Everybody has seen those mugs. That is so unique and funny. Very clever. Underworld. That is awesome. I love that one. Very cool mug, and it's very large. As you can see, it would hold a lot of liquid. All right, we're gonna cut through Adventureland and go to the Tropical Hideaway to try the new Peach Dole Whip. I'm super excited. As a big Dole Whip fan, I'm really looking forward to trying this one. The fountain is finally working. This just started working the other day, and I love to see it. I love that orangutan. That is very cool. He's holding his bowl and the water's trickling down there. It adds a nice ambiance. I love the sound of waterfalls and fountains in general, and I think it adds a really nice ambiance to Adventureland when you're first entering. It really sets the scene in the right way with with the tiki torches and everything over here. Very awesome to see this working. So change of plans. I'm actually going to wait on the Dole Whip because I need to eat some real food, and I'm hoping later in the day the line dies down for the Dole Whip. The Dole Whip line is really, really long right now, and you cannot mobile order. So I'm going to grab some Bengal BBQ because that sounds delicious for lunch, and I'm actually very hungry, I realized. So I'm going to eat real food before I have dessert, but we'll come back and try that peach Dole Whip right afterwards. I honestly was not planning to go to Bengal BBQ for lunch. I wasn't even going to eat lunch really, but I walked by and that smell got me. They got me with the smell of grilled meats there. I got the Banyan beef skewer, I got the chieftain chicken skewer, and the safari skewer because I love that asparagus with the lemon squeezed on it and the smokiness and crispiness of the bacon. They really char that one too. And I always have to get a side of the Banyan sauce. It's actually got a bit of spice to it. It's pretty darn hot, which is really nice. Super flavorful, super delicious. I just love eating at Bengal BBQ. All this did cost me $20, so it's a little expensive to eat there, but it's really good quality. The meats are just smoky and flavorful. I think the beef is pretty decent quality for theme park beef, and the same goes for the chicken. It's not dried out or anything. It's really well prepared. Very good meal though. So I'm gonna eat this. I came to Rancho del Zocalo because it's easier to find a seat over here, and there's not a lot of seats over at Bengal BBQ, so I recommend coming to Rancho because there's a lot more tables. So I'm gonna sit and enjoy my lunch, and then we're gonna get the Dole Whip after this actually. The line for this is actually shorter now. It's died down a lot. I just didn't want to wait in too long of a line because it's all in the sunlight and it's pretty hot out here in the sun. But yeah, this is a great line now. So we're going to stand in line and get our peach Dole Whip finally. I'm ready for dessert, so I'm excited for this. That took about 25 minutes to get my Dole Whip, and there's nowhere to sit over there. So I came over to Rancho del Zocalo, and there's plenty of seating. I always come over here. This is just my go-to spot when I want a spot to sit. I got my same little quiet corner hanging out with my favorite succulents over here. It's just kind of cozy back here, and it's always in the shade, which is really nice. There's plenty of tables in the shade over here. So the Tiki Juice Bar, the one outside the Enchanted Tiki Room, you can mobile order there, but they don't have the peach flavor available. They're just gonna have pineapple flavor, pineapple floats, which is the one with the juice, and they also have the souvenir cup too, because a lot of people want to get that souvenir cup. And the Tropical Hideaway where I went, which is just next door, is where you can get all the flavors. You can get the sundaes there, you can get the loaded Dole Whips and everything there as well. They do have mobile order there supposedly. I checked first thing in the morning, and I've checked on other mornings too, and there's been no mobile orders available for the entire day. So I don't know if it's just incredibly limited or if it's still on the app and it's just not actually available, but the app says it's available and there's signage indicating that you can pick up mobile orders, but I didn't see anybody picking up any mobile orders of any kind. So hopefully they implement that eventually, because that would be nice to be able to mobile order there. It took me about 25 minutes. That line can get longer than that though, so just be patient if you want to try this. I really wanted to get the souvenir cup. The lady actually told me that if I get the souvenir cup on the side, you'll get more Dole Whip in the cup. I didn't really ask that specifically, but she strongly suggested getting it on the side. But the portion of Dole Whip I got is very small anyways, so I don't really know if that's true. I don't know, in this case, it just seems like I would have got the same amount or more in the souvenir cup, but at least the plus side of that is that I don't have to wash out the souvenir cup. It's nice and clean already and ready to take home, and this is a fantastic souvenir cup. You have the 70th logo on it, and you have the core characters as well. You have the Fab Four characters on there. You have Goofy, Mickey, the 70th logo, Minnie Mouse, and Donald Duck, of course. But I think it's a really fun souvenir cup, and it only costs you a little bit extra to get that souvenir cup. All in all, this was $11 and some change, but it's also because I got a side of chamoy, which is about $1.50 extra. You order the chamoy at the register. They also have packets of tajin at the register, but those are free. You can grab as many of those as you want. I did BYOT today. I'm always ready for a BYOT party. Bring your own tajin. I do have my little bottle of it, but I figured since they have them available, I might as well grab the packets of those. That always elevates the Dole Whip. I love that on any flavor of Dole Whip. You can also swirl this with the mango, with the strawberry, or with the pineapple. And I think any of those combinations of flavors would be very good. I love the mango and pineapple swirled together. I'd like to try this peach with strawberry, but for now I just tried the peach on its own because I wanted to see how it is since it's a new flavor. Peach is such an iconic staple of summer, so I think that's kind of fun that they implemented a summer flavor. All right, we got to try this, and then we'll try it with the chamoy and the tajin too. That's fantastic. I love that. It definitely tastes like Dole Whip, but it does taste like peach too. It's kind of in the middle of artificial and real peach flavor, but it kind of finishes with like a real peach flavor. I'm impressed. That's really, really fantastic. I like that a lot. I don't think I can pick a favorite flavor of Dole Whip. I love pineapple, I love mango, I love the strawberry Dole Whip. Those are the flavors available right now. Like I said, I think any of that would be good swirled together as well. This is really delicious though, and I would highly recommend getting it. All right, I gotta pour on some chamoy and some tajin here. All right, I got the chamoy and the tajin poured on. Oh man, this is gonna be so good. I am a chamoy and tajin fanatic. I absolutely love this stuff. I love it on everything. I love it on fruit and cucumber and jicama. I can never get enough chamoy and tajin in my life. I eat it almost every day. But yeah, I got a little bit of everything on there. Let's try this out with the peach. You gotta pay the extra for that chamoy on the side. They give you a good amount of it too. It is excellent. That is one of my new favorite desserts. I love the tajin. It's salty. It's not spicy hot, but it's spicy flavorful, and it's very, very nice on there. The Dole Whip itself is a little bit tart, not overly sweet, very refreshing, but I like the sourness of Dole Whip, and it really does taste like peach. I really like that a lot. The tajin adds a really nice balance to it, and the chamoy adds a depth of flavor. You have to try this out. It's totally worth waiting for, and the souvenir cup on the side is just awesome. That's a really cool perk. If you just want the souvenir cup and you don't want to try peach, definitely do a mobile order at the Tiki Juice Bar, but if you want to get the cup and a different flavor, you're going to have to go to Tropical Hideaway and wait in line over there. But this is so good. You got to try this out. You're going to love it. All right, the last thing I wanted to do today was check out that Sherman Brothers tribute that went into the Main Street Cinema. Ooh, look how pretty the balloons are. But yeah, I haven't seen that tribute yet. I saw things about it online, so I want to check it out and see what it's like in person. I don't know if there's anything to film in there, but I'll let you guys know what I think about it. I love the Sherman Brothers and I love their music, so I think it'll be fun to check it out. So it's called So Much That We Share, a tribute to the Sherman Brothers, and I'm so glad we have the new verse on Small World. I really enjoyed hearing that. That was cool that that got written right before his passing. Very awesome to hear that. I did go on Small World on the anniversary, on the actual birthday of Disneyland on Thursday, and it was really cool to hear that in person. Let's check out this exhibit and see what it's like. Look, they have a new Historical Society plaque here on Main Street. This is for the Cigar Store Indian. That's pretty cool. I just watched a whole program on YouTube that was very well done on the tobacconist shop that used to be here. It used to be a smoke shop or tobacco shop way back in the day, actually, when Disneyland first opened. It was here for like the first 10 years of Disneyland too, surprisingly. But they put a plaque to acknowledge this Cigar Store Indian here. That's pretty cool. These were widely used throughout America back in the day to indicate tobacco shops. But yeah, that's pretty neat to see. I had to stop and read this. That Sherman Brothers thing was really cool, and it's funny. I walked out into the Esplanade right now and Tiki Room is playing. Their impact is so far and wide. I really like that. It's a very short little thing that you get to watch in there. It's only about 2 minutes long, but it's really nice. It shows the Sherman Brothers. It shows Richard and Robert Sherman and Walt Disney, and they are so impactful to Disneyland and Disneyland history. They wrote countless numbers of songs, including Disney attractions and for Disneyland and for Disney movies and television. They have done so much work over their lives. I don't think there's been any single musicians that have done more work than they have. You cannot exist in America, at least, without hearing some Sherman Brothers song or knowing some Sherman Brothers song. Whether or not you know it, it is definitely them. But man, that is really cool to walk out and first hear their song. I liked it though. It went over It's a Small World in different genres, performed and sang by different groups, and kind of showed his pop cultural impact a little bit, just touched over that. And it showed Small World too back in the day. It's incredible to think that a song written for the World's Fair all the way back in 1964 has such an impact on the world today and still is the most played song of all time. I think the Sherman Brothers did incredible work, and I think going into the cinema and watching that is definitely worth it at some point. It's really quick. There's a little bit of AC in there. It's just a very quick thing. It just shows some clips of them playing piano snow and standing with Walt and stuff. It's really magical to see though. I'd recommend seeing that because it is short and it doesn't take much time out of your day. So go watch that too. Well, thank you guys for joining me today. We started out in a really good way today. We got to see the Walt Animatronic again, and I really liked that show. I think everybody should give that a chance, especially if you're a fan of Disneyland and Disney history and Walt Disney himself. It is such a great show. I really like that. And there's a lot of fun stuff to look at. You get to look at the animatronics in the beginning, and they have some Disneyland history in the beginning too. So walk around that room, spend some time before the show reading things and looking at everything, because there's a lot. There's a ton of pictures there too. So many pictures, it would take you like 30 minutes to look at everything. You could really spend a lot of time in there, and it's air conditioned and it's nice. So I definitely would recommend doing that. I'm so grateful and so thankful that we have Walt in the parks, and I think it's something really magical. I think it's something that everybody should experience at least once. It's really, really great. You got to check that out. And then we got to look at some Fantastic Four merchandise. We looked at a little bit of merchandise. That new Halloween shirt was really nice. I had a really good lunch at Bengal BBQ. I love Bengal BBQ. I probably could eat 4 skewers. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna level with you. I could probably eat 4 skewers. Back in the day, they used to have 4 pieces of meat on them. Now they have 3 pieces of meat. So they are shrinking them quite a bit. It's gonna be hard to find quick service food that's more delicious than that. I really like that banyan sauce. I love the asparagus, I love the chicken, and I love the beef. The banyan beef is my favorite, but you don't really get a large portion, so I definitely could house 4 of those, to be honest. But it was really, really good. And that peach Dole Whip is incredible. You guys have to try that out. If you're a fan of peaches, you're really gonna enjoy that one. Get the chamoy, get the tajin on the side. That really elevated it. I love getting that souvenir glass too. That cup is gonna go home with me. It's a very fun cup too. I'm really glad I got that. I had a really magical day. I had so much fun today. So thank you guys for coming along with me. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I hope you take care, and I'll see you guys real soon.